Because we've now somehow gone beyond the threshold of death, we're able to study what happens to mind and consciousness when the brain is potentially shut down.
Dr. Sam Parnia has pored over thousands of stories of near-death experiences. He is trying to explain what happens between life and death. Is there a soul?
We can somehow answer this age-old question that people have had for millennia, which is it the brain cells that are producing your consciousness, or is it some other process that we don't understand yet?
He is studying cardiac arrest patients who claim to remember leaving their bodies and witnessing what was going on below. He places pictures high up in the corners of hospital rooms where they cannot be seen by anyone unless they physically leave their body and hover above the scene.
The images vary. What we can then do is simply put an image on this side that's only visible if you're looking from the ceiling down.
But if a brain-dead person is then revived and has memories of being somewhere after clinical death, how can you explain it?
That's why you can't explain away people's experiences as being a dream, because you can't dream or have a hallucination if you're flatlined on your brain. In order for you to hallucinate, you have to have a functioning brain.
So when I was hit and I was knocked unconscious, was my brain working or not working?
In your case, your brain was working still because you did not have a complete cessation of blood flow into the brain. You had a particular part that was injured.
So what caused me to see what I saw?
As you asked me, was I really looking down at myself, or was that just a dream? I don't know. And if anyone says they know, it's just they're speculating. We don't have evidence yet. What we know is that when someone dies, that process of dying and the cessation of heartbeat and circulation to the brain will trigger a part of the brain that mediates people having an out-of-body experience.
Results of his study are expected next year, and if enough patients report seeing those images, he could have proof that there is a soul. But for many who face death, they don't need proof at all.
I believe we have a soul, and we're on a path, and this is just a short period of our existence, I think.
While learning to fly a helicopter in 1994, Chris Walker was certain he would die.
I was with my instructor. We were coming back in toward the airport, and we hit wind shear, which is a very intense downward movement of air. Essentially, we just started dropping with the air mass, which was dropping very, very rapidly.
He was never injured, never unconscious. He only believed he was about to die.
At that point, the whole world slowed down. Everything just compressed. Time just, everything slowed right down. And the ground was coming up, coming up, coming up. You're sort of watching the altimeter unwind, and you're watching the farms come up closer and closer and closer to you, and you're thinking, is this it? Is this it?
Research suggests that the brain reacts in people, like me, facing death because of physical injuries, in much the same way as in those who only think they're about to die.
This is when I had the experience of seeing my whole life as if it were a film sped up very fast.
While the helicopter plummeted, Chris Walker watched his life flash before his eyes.
It was a blur of color. And every once in a while, you'll get this just fleeting glimpse of something you recognize. It'd be places I knew, say as a kid. It's like a packaging almost, of all that stuff you've done to take with you to wherever you go next.
He regained control of the chopper, a death averted, and a new outlook on living.
Every single day, whatever I'm doing is just really taking it to heart, because it makes even little things, it's really magnificent to be alive.